Hey guys, happy Monday. I missed y'all. I have been absolutely, well, it's been chaos. And tomorrow night is Leah's track meet. So we worked that one out good timing wise. But she has track meets and track practice every day pretty much. So it gets a little bit chaotic and this time of the year because I have absolutely like no signal at the school that they have their track meet at, and it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get home. And I say that wide range because it just depends on which way I have to go, and one way is completely back roads, and I have no signal at all. And that's the longer route. And I found out at the last track meet that actually, if I went the interstate, I could get out quicker. The problem is that traffic getting to the interstate from out in the middle of nowhere land can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. So, and I know if you guys have kids in spring sports, my oldest daughter, she played soccer and softball. So we had year round, pretty much both sports, both soccer and softball. And it was just always crazy. So springtime, I'm sure if you have young kids, they might be involved in a lot of things, but we can take that as our advantage right now because guess what? We're talking to a lot of people. In fact, I've gotten quite a bit of samples out already this year just from other parents, not necessarily just with the kids that she goes to school with, but people at the track meets. Like I'll just pack some samples in my car. And I always end up talking to other parents because of where their group sits. Like I'll go down where all of the kids are, and normally there's a couple parents hanging out there along the fence because I'm always recording whenever she goes. And then up in the stands, like I was talking to quite a bit of parents this past week. And it just comes up. And I know this is something a lot of people are like, yeah, but you're not just going to walk around your kids, stuff, asking people if they want to start thriving. No, you just literally build a rapport and build a friendship with them just like you do online. Okay. And it always ends up coming up, you guys. What do you do? All right. And I mean, it always ends up coming up, and it normally comes up because people, it's really hard depending on what your schedule is to be able to come to those kind of events, to get back and forth with events. And sometimes I'll just bring up the fact of, you know, um, I'm thankful that I'm able to make it to all of the events now. And I'm only going to miss when Thrive Palooza is from I think she has an event, like a meet on the 18th. So I'll be in New Orleans because that's the night of the millionaire, like shindig thingy mabobber at the piano bar. So that's the only meet I'm going to miss this year. So I'm pretty sure anyways. But anyways, I want to tell you that because I think sometimes we can overthink the people that we're getting taught, like when we're talking on a day-to-day basis. And right now, you guys, I mean, it is literally everybody I am around is talking about having to pick up extra work, having to like really struggling to pay for their groceries. I even talked to somebody at the grocery store the other day just simply about how much they cost, like how much groceries cost. And I was telling them like, yeah, I'm thankful like right now, like I don't know what I would do without having my car bonus and making some extra money every week. And that's it. That's it. That's all I said. And if they ask, then I will bring it up. If not, then guess what? That's all right. And normally I like to talk to the cashier so that it's somebody that I'm going to see on a repeat. But I mean, don't shy away from conversations in the grocery store. I definitely don't. I have totally signed people. I remember my last business, I was on a vacation in Florida, and I went into a Torrid, and I ended up giving somebody my business card, which I now have on my phone. So people, don't get a paper card. I need to make paper cards, but I just have them scan my phone because I showed you guys before. I just have the QR code that I printed off. I made it on Canva to go right to my website. But I just have people scan my phone, and I'll either tell them to text me because my phone number is right on that, or I'll tell them to go to my website and sign up or just subscribe. That way I get a notification that, they want more information or they want to connect or they can follow me on all my social media channels, whatever they want to do. And Paul Gravett used to tell us all the time to make sure that your contact information is updated in your phone. And by that, if you have an iPhone, and you share your contact with people, it'll give them your email, any websites you have, your phone number, any information that you really kind of want them to have. And I always like to put in like the notes section there. If you're interested in a free sample, go here, create a thing and send me a message, and then they can send, like, they'll get that in the contact whenever I send that to them. So those are just a couple little ideas when you're like meeting people, talking to people in person, just because that's something I've been experiencing lately. I actually had a really bad headache like for the past week. And I didn't put two and two together that today was a full moon. Like, had no clue. And can I just tell you something about a full moon that I absolutely love? Today it's like a light bulb went off and my mood has completely shifted and I am like tunnel vision to the top, like, who, let's go, right? And it's so weird because I've heard people say, "Oh, I've been moody." No, I'm an energy person, and this whole last week I have been in this weird headspace, which is weird because on one end I've been really focused, but on the other end I had this really terrible headache, and I was like, what in the hell is going on with me? I'm talking a week straight of nothing but this headache, and I'm like, what is happening? Why do I feel like this? Like, I'm talking, I had to stay in bed multiple days, headache. And I really think that this has something to do with it. So I hope that it's all good for everybody, because I feel a huge shift of momentum happening after last week's drop. You guys, I don't know how many of you have done the math on this, but there is a lot of money that people can make on a daily and on a weekly right now. Okay. Like, I just saw somebody post last night that their check on Tuesday is going to be like $4,600 from the weekly and daily bonuses. Holy shit. Like, that is enough to take care of a lot of people's rent or mortgage, their car payment, and a lot of their bills. Like that, I mean, literally, when I was working as a nurse before the amount went up, was more than what I would have made in a month. Like, before, like, we started getting raises and started getting a little bit better. Like, so I'm like, wow, like, that is a lot to be able to make it. And I'll tell you, yeah, it's got me pushing for it this week, because it does come down to belief. And I'm just going to be straightforward. There's only one way that you're going to accomplish it. It's going to be intentional. There's only one way that you're going to accomplish helping somebody, and that's going to be intentional. And I was watching, I've been trying to learn a couple things on TikTok lately, and in turn, this knowledge normally transfers over to every platform. Okay. And like, while every platform is different, it still is the same thing when it comes to the message. Okay. It still is the same thing about the consistency. It's still the same. And listen, yours does not have to be, I post 10 times a day, or I post, you don't even have to post every day if you are doing other things. Okay, like that you're interacting with that said, I definitely slacked off this last week on my posting in my stories or whatever. I don't post in my stories all the time, just because that's not where my focus is on my growth right now. Right now, my focus is really kind of meeting new people, and I can do that in a multitude of ways, but it's adding people, interacting with people. I've been eliminating myself from old groups, going through those groups, seeing who I'm friends with, interacting with those people intentionally, and kind of putting stuff out there, but also making sure on the forefront, when they come to my page, they're always going to see Thrive, and they're always going to know what Amanda is up to. And also, it's very important to me that they know that I am very approachable. I want to make sure people know that I want to help them and that I am approachable. And I said this, I think, like a couple weeks ago with Chas. And, guys, it can't, like, if you can just get a list of things that you want to accomplish, and you make that list short, okay? And I will tell you why. And you want to keep it simple, but like the most immediate goal. And then you literally write down, and honestly, it takes me back to John Maxwell. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard this? I wait, yeah, it was John Maxwell. Anyways, it was like, write down a list. I think it was John Maxwell. Now I'm like second guessing myself. Anyways, I'm not on my game right this second, but you write down a list of all your goals, right? And then you sit down and you say, okay, which one is going to make the biggest impact for me? Okay, you write that down on a separate sheet of paper, or you just write it down on a separate list. Which one can I accomplish most immediately? And then that one that you can accomplish most immediately, that's going to go to the top of your list, right? So, like, just write down a whole list of all the stuff. It can be a brain dump, whatever it could be, a whole list of stuff that you want to accomplish. And then you go through that list and you say, which one can I accomplish most immediately? Or which is going to come first before the rest of them. And you're going to put that down. Okay, now go over to that list, that one item, and you say, what do I need to do to accomplish that? Okay, what do I need to do? And you say, oh, I need to get, just say your goal is to thrive for free. Okay, we're not even going to talk about the daily bonus. We're just it's to thrive for free. Okay, then I need to, how are you going to thrive for free? You need to get 2 customers. Those 2 customers can be ordering anything. Okay. But you can share whatever it is that you want. All right. And you can work with your budget, whether they order one thing or they order 2 things, or they order all 3 steps, whatever that may be. Your goal is still, you're intentionally trying to help at least 2 people get started. So how do you help 2 people? Well, I want you to do a little reverse psychology there. How would you know to buy a product? How would you know that you were interested in something? How would you know that, I keep on seeing her post about this and I really want to get on the game? Well, if somebody was talking about getting in shape before summertime, or knowing like that dread of, looking for swim, it's that time to go look at swimsuits, it's that time to go, for me, okay, that's just, I'm talking about my trigger words, okay? Or it's going to be time to spend time at the pool. And for me, I'm very self-conscious. I did pack on a little bit of extra weight, so I'm like, okay, Amanda, you need to get back on the trail wagon of eating better and moving your body more. So, like, somebody that is on that journey, or somebody that has already gone through that journey, is going to catch my attention. Okay, somebody that's talking about the things like upping my protein. These are things that I'm going to be upping my game on. I've literally been making a list on this, and I made a video a couple days ago about it too. But I am working on upping my protein. I want to take people on the journey about me moving my body more, because you guys, I literally used to post at the gym all the time. I used to post when I was at the treadmill all the time, when I was drinking my lifestyle mix, or when I was drinking any extra protein, the snacks I was eating. People love tips. So people want information. And people want to be entertained. They want information, and information that's relevant for them. Okay, so let me just put that. You want to make sure that you are trying to talk to somebody. Okay, so you're trying to get your 2 customers. Who are you talking to when you are making your post and when you are sharing your information? And really, you can kind of do your own content, whatever that may be. I saw somebody new on our team that is just crushing it, you guys. And he literally was talking about, he had just hit another goal, and he was talking about how literally just plugging in and learning this stuff, just not being afraid to share, because ultimately he can't get to his goal if he doesn't say anything. So I want you to take that back. And if you've been here for a while, you're probably a little bit burnt out at times. Okay. You're probably a little bit like, oh, woe is me. I don't know what the hell to put out there, because I feel like I'm on repeat. It's okay, you guys. First off, not everybody's going to see your stuff all the time. But second off, you're here, you're selling, you have products to sell, you have a business to run. So you kind of have to share that information. But if you're just sharing that information without it being realistic for somebody, it's not going to connect with them. So if you talk about, wanting to lose weight, or things that you found beneficial with detox, that's how you're going to sign detox customers. Talking about how good your skin looks, or how good you feel, or how much bloat went down when you got done doing your detox, or taking people on this journey like, hey, who's done a liver detox? Who has done a heavy metal detox? I could go on all day about the benefits of that, but sharing that journey with people is going to ultimately be what makes people ask you. And anytime I do the detox, that's when I sign detox customers. And I love, Megan goes live all the time, and she's mixing up her lifestyle mix, and she's talking about, and I follow Troy Neff on TikTok. If you guys if you see a thriver on TikTok, on social media, it doesn't matter what page they are. I want you to start learning tips from those people. Do not be intimidated by them, because you need to remember those people started where you are. But if you see them doing something and you're saying, they're getting an awful lot of like questions, they're getting a lot of people. What are they doing that I could be doing that would increase like my production? And I can tell you right now, I'm going to call myself out. I used to go live all the time, and I used to do videos a lot more, and that meant people could connect to me. And I'm going to shut up here in a second so Jackie can butt in. But I want to encourage you guys. This is the 25th, and we have till Monday or Sunday night. Okay. Sunday night is the 31st. So the first of the April is on Monday. Yeah. Sunday is the 31st. The first is on Monday. So literally ending this week and the last week of the month. Okay. I want to challenge you guys to do something that you haven't been doing on a daily basis. Like literally write down what you want your goal to be by the end of the month. We're not talking about if you were, I don't know, if you're sitting at like 2000, okay, your goal realistically can be 4K. All right. It realistically can be 4K by the end of the month. If you're sitting at, I don't care, 6 or 7,000, you still could push for 12K by the end of the month, right? But you're not going to say, I'm at 6K, I'm going to be 40K at the end of the month. You could if you had a bunch of people coming in, joining, and they're running with you, but it seems a little bit of a stretch, right? That sounds a little bit unrealistic to hit in the next couple days. But you can hit the daily goal. You can hit the weekly goal, and you can thrive for free. You can challenge yourself to a daily amount that you want to accomplish, and the people that are with you on your team, whether it's a free, like a customer, you could help them thrive for free. If you have teammates that are kind of working, you cannot make somebody do something. So do not rely on your team ever. You want to challenge them. You want to check on them. You want to make sure anybody knows that you're there to support them and you want to help them, but you cannot drag somebody to do it. Okay. You can message them 100 times, but they're not going to post. If they don't want to post, they're not going to share. If they're not going to share, you guys, I've had people since literally this whole transition of the 2 customers that have not ranked one time, not ranked one time. And all they needed was 2 customers. And they would be at these ranks, but they haven't ranked not one time. And every single month I have messaged them. Normally I start on the 25th. I'm like, hey, you need this in order for you to get this. And you need, if they need customers, or, who do you have on your team that is working, who is not? If they have nobody, okay, let's focus on helping somebody go VIP. Let's focus on that promoter possibly going, getting their daily bonus. Are they working? Yes or no? If they are not, then you focus on getting new. Focus on new. Focus on new. Focus on new. I just talked to Cliff the other day, and literally he said that is the key right there, is new. Why? Because most people that are not doing anything, unless they have a drastic event happen in their life in the next couple of days, it's very unlikely. It can happen, but it's very unlikely they're just going to turn on that light bulb and they're just going to run. Okay. But that it can happen. And then also just following up with people, because that this time of the year, if you've been around, that there's always momentum in Lavelle from March until the end of July. That's normally when we start, like we literally will carry it out until the end of July. And that is going to be what you do between now and the end of July, is going to be what carries you into the fall. All right. So you want to really create that happening right now. And right now is the best time, because spring going into summer, that's when most people are very health conscious. They're thinking about summer vacation. You start to talk about summer vacation. You start talking about the relevance of, like I made a post a little bit ago talking about how things are expensive and how these weekly, daily bonuses are really helping people with their rent, with their mortgage, with their utilities, with all of these necessities like food and gas and just any extracurriculars. So I want to challenge you guys, just to clear this up, to write down those goals, whether it's thriving for free, Whether it is getting yourself commission qualified, okay, whether which is just also helping your customers, right? Um, if you are struggling in those areas, I want you to challenge yourself to get a couple samples out. That means you're going to intentionally talk to people. So literally go for no. Go for no. As many no's as you can get. Reach out, follow up, ask. All right. If you have any credits left over, utilize those credits right now to help bring in those customers. Maybe do like 15 credits back for shipping, or something along those lines, or take advantage of any promos. And I'm not even going to specify any right now, but any promos that might be on the table, because that is going to be the time that you're more likely to seal it up. Now, just remember, any credits that you give will come off that total for the daily. But otherwise, I mean, if you sign a new promoter and it's their first time order, you literally hit that bonus. Okay. New promoter, you hit that bonus. So not only are you getting the fast start, but you're also getting that daily bonus, which is pretty darn sweet. So do with that what you will. And if I were you, I would consider some cash backs, but reasonable cash backs, because what somebody comes in is often what they are comfortable talking about. So I like to also offer out samples, since people are given since people are given now codes. I like to offer out samples to their, like, however many people they can get some samples to, and we kind of talk about that. But I like to offer that out to them, especially if they sign like a customer. I'll, with somebody in their VIP period, a new promoter, I'll offer $25 back on their first 4 customers. A new promoter, that's what I'll do. I'll offer that so that they can hit their VIP bonuses. And a lot of people, instead of getting the cash back, they would rather have those credits to send to those customers so that they can get the bigger bonus. Just a play on words in a way that they realistically see themselves being able to hit that goal quicker. All right, I'm gonna let Jackie talk for a second, because I'm just like blah 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 blah.
Well, it is March, guys, March Madness. We are in month end and it's crazy. Like the momentum is really, really hot. Like it's absolutely crazy. And like, if we were talking about so many things, there's so many things I was like, I wanted to touch on that. Um, hold on, what's in here? Brittany, I don't know, Brittany. See if there's any questions. Okay, spotty signal, nothing there. No, there's just so much momentum that's happening right now, you guys. We just had a brand new 40K that popped yesterday. So she got a rank advancement bonus, and it wasn't an easy task, you guys, because there's a lot of teamwork and like that's involved, right? But she is clearly leading by example. You can totally see it in her posts. Like the way that she posts is the exact same way that her team starts posting, right? So your team is going to follow the leader, right? And she has a really amazing story. She's not on right now. She's a nurse. Some of you guys are on her team, and you probably hear me. You're like, oh my God, yes, that's our leader. Very well liked and loved, right? Because she is truly leading by example. She's leading her team. And it didn't start off all like, sunshine and rainbows, right? Like she was somebody who came in, got like 2 VIP bonuses, and then after that, she what did she do after? Oh yeah, Amanda sees it right now. Anyways, she got her VIP bonuses, and then she just kind of fell off the face of the planet, you guys. But that VIP like period, you guys, is so important because that's when somebody feels the most excited. If you guys know that anyone who said yes to the opportunity, they say yes for a reason, right? If they, fall away from the opportunity, they also fall away from a reason, right? So that reason could be, maybe they don't believe in themselves, or maybe they're just like, oh my gosh, this is too much work. But the stuff that happens when you first say yes to being a promoter, like if guided the right way, right? If your sponsor or your leader comes in and tells you like, hey, think of, try to get your VIP bonuses, right? Teaching you how to thrive for free, right? And teaching you how to get, your VIP 400, 800, 1600, whether you get them all or not, right? The first people that you talk to in the beginning could be, you know, could love the product more than you, right? And it happens. It happens all the time. Like I have Angela on here as well. She's my personally enrolled. When she first started in this business, like I just told her, like, hey, this is how you thrive for free. This is how you get your VIPs. And everyone's going to have a different way of working their VIPs, right? Some people are going to really authentically say and look at their friends and be like, hey, you need this, right? I know you need this because I know you need coffee. I know you need to work out or you're trying to work out. I know you're on a fitness journey, whatever, right? They see that somebody needs this because somebody plants the seed and says, who do you know, right? You have to plant these seeds, right? And then, Angela, for example, she just reached out to one of her girlfriends, like in the beginning when she was getting her VIPs, and she's like, hey, like, just try this Thrive thing and share it with a bunch of people because I know that you know a bunch of people, right? Like she did that in the beginning, like on her own. I just told her, here's how you get your Thrive for free. Here's how you VIP, right? I helped Angela with samples. Your team is going to do what you do, right? So the things that you do in the beginning with a brand new promoter is so important for their success. Like, even if they only stick around for like a month or, even a couple of weeks, even if they miss their VIPs, whatever they do, it can carry on beyond them, right? And that's kind of what happened to Joanna. I'm just really the whole moral of this is you guys don't give up. Make sure you guys plant the right seeds in the beginning, right? Onboarding people the right way. If it sticks with them for a long time and they stick and stay the whole time, great. If they like come and go, like whatever, right? Like Joanna was one that came and she went and then she came back with a vengeance, right? Angela was also one of those. So anyways, it's just the momentum is crazy and take note and look at some of the leaders and people that come in and out of your business, right? It's just timing, right? Sometimes the time is just not right for when they enter or, life happens. This happens all the time, right? But when somebody comes back, it's because they catch belief, right? They see something different, they feel something different, something happens in the way that they are changing lives, the impact that they're having, where they're just like, I can't quit. I'm not quitting anymore. They take quitting off the table. And that's the kind of stuff that you can see during times of momentum. I was talking to Angela, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And, this is for the people who don't feel like they're enrollers or they're just like, I don't really sign anybody, but maybe they're still here in the business. Okay. Like I'm kind of a blend of both. I kind of turn on and off. I'm very much I'm kind of like, Amanda, I'm kind of like a Jamie Pekka, right? When I'm on, I'm on. When I'm like doing other things, it's mostly for other people. But the most growth and momentum in my business happened, and it wasn't me enrolling everybody, you guys. It was the team, but I was serving the team, right? Because I was like, all right, well, this is where the team is going. They're on fire with enrolling. How can I support them, right? And you're going to have people like that in your business. Like Ruby is like one of those people, right? Ruby is Joanna's sponsor. But whatever you can't look at the top enroller and be like, I can't do what she does, right? Because you yourself, if you're still here, that's the value that you have to bring, right? Like you have your own value to bring. I'm not going to do what Angela does. Angela doesn't do what I do. You're going to find that kind of stuff in your partnerships and dynamics and stuff. Um, and that's largely a lot of what I'm seeing, right? Every year, like Amanda was saying, we get a lot of momentum that happens during this time of the year. And you want to stick around and stay for it because 6 years I've been here almost close to 6 years. It'll be 6 years in July. And every single year there is a team that blows up like beneath me somewhere, like you know what I mean? That is doing crazy, amazing things. Like it's incredible, right? And success leaves clues, and it all starts with the leadership, right? It starts with the leadership. We're training the same things. The same things we train you is the same things we're training throughout our team, you guys. There's no real secrets, right? Other than, get people on Thrive, like stick around and stay and try to show up to every event, work every promo. Speaking of promos, you guys, we are approaching Easter. We're getting an early Easter this year. I'm really nosy. I like to go and look at what Lavelle has done in the past, right? They've been very generous with all the promos. They've been generous with this crazy, 200% payout, which, this weekend, like I could not like put down my phone. My phone was going crazy. I think we had like 33 of those bonus earners, right? 33 people earning those 200% PPA bonus. I just like, it's crazy, you guys. These aren't even like, some people are not fully active, right? Like you can literally just come in right now in your business, right? If you've been taking a break for a long time, the power of this promo is like incredible. You can reach out to an old promoter and be like, hey, like, now's the time. If you're looking to get back into the game, like do it now, right? Sign a couple people, like brand new people. Like, is there anyone that you've been thinking of? Like, reach out to them because you can literally start earning money right away. Right. Yes. And what Amanda was saying, like it's quick. If you earn it a couple times, like in the same week, you can have a really big check. We had three girls as well that earned their weekly, which is basically 200 or 2000 PPA in a month, or no, in a calendar week, right? So from like Sunday to Monday or whatever, Monday to Sunday, right? And that's an extra $1,000 bonus. So there's a lot. They're giving out a lot of, just bonuses on the table right now. And I don't want you guys to like just sit on the side and just think like, oh no, that's not for me or whatever, right? I have a promoter that missed his VIP period. Like he literally missed because he's like, I don't have any promoters, but now I have a second chance. I'm like, hey, get back in because, just because you missed your VIPs, it doesn't matter. It's okay because now you're eligible for the 100% payout, right? The 200% right now. Now, if you guys do have a brand new promoter, I actually asked Cliff because I'm like, hey, like the 200% payout for 100 or 200 or whichever one is eligible during the time that they start, right? Your brand new promoter does not get to take advantage of that until they're out of their VIP period. So it's either one or the other. So the way that you can get 100% payout faster is to get them to VIP faster, right? I heard Cliff on a call basically say, he said, they still need to learn how to VIP, right? They still need to learn the habits. They still need to learn, the building blocks of our business. Like VIP is literally the building blocks of our business, right? Try to shoot for that, signing a customer, signing a promoter. And, signing a promoter does not just look like, hey, join my team, right? Signing a promoter might look like, looking at your customers and seeing out of like the 10 or 15 customers or however many, even if you have four customers, right, or three customers, looking at those people and thinking and presenting the opportunity to them like, hey, I know you're loving your Thrive experience. Like, have you thought about promoting this? Have you thought about earning extra money doing this? Like, why don't we get you at least thriving for free? Right? Those are little gateway things to get someone to say yes to sharing, because once they share, they'll start to open up a little bit. Like when someone shares and somebody says yes, that's like an instant confidence boost, right? They're gonna have their confidence going through the roof because they're like, wow, somebody actually wants these products. And like I offered it to them and they said yes, right? You want to have your brand new promoters that come on board, like having these moments of belief, right? Like that they're helping somebody, that something that they're doing is working, and the more that they do, the more they'll believe. And that is literally how momentum starts and how it snowballs. Like, when somebody does something and they see a result. So give people little homework tasks, little doable homework tasks and stuff. It could be anything, right? Like really just, the key to promoting this business is taking every single person with you to the next step. That's it. Literally, that's it. Just take every single person to the next step with you. Like we are coming into month end right now, right? Like Amanda kind of gave you guys tips and stuff already. The main things is make sure you're qualified and active, get yourself thriving for free, try to help other people thrive for free. That'll get your referrals and everything up very quickly. And if you have a team beneath you, right, see who is close to rank and see what they need, right? That's basically how it goes. Your personal business, focus on that first and then start helping, other people. Like just those little milestones, right, to get you thriving for free because those credits really do go a long way. There was an announcement. I don't know where they sent it, but I don't know if you guys remember or heard on a couple calls ago or months ago, maybe. It said that customers, when they refer, they can actually earn Thrive for free credits even with just one referral. Did you guys see that? So if your customer referred somebody, they will still get 25% of that order in credits just for referring. So it's like referral credits, right? It's not the Thrive for free. They still get to Thrive for free, but it's just so that they don't miss out on just referring one person, right? So Lavelle is definitely making it easier. Yeah, but it's still around, right? I don't know if anybody's really been paying attention to it. But definitely don't sleep on that. Like get your like use these little gateway things to get your people to, talk about it and promote. There was something else I was gonna say too. What else was it with those 100% payouts, maybe? Oh, I don't know.
Um, well, I mean, obviously right now it's definitely higher, the 400 and then 200 in credits. And like I said, 400 pack is literally you're hitting that right off the, right out of the gate. Also, you guys, like a good way to get that PPA up is helping your customers thrive for free. So it's like win-win. Your customers are thriving for free, or they're getting those 25% rebate credits. Or every time you get a new customer, you guys remember your PPA goes up. Your PPA, right? So like every time your customer signs somebody, now would be a good time, not only for thriving for free, but also for you know, the ability to help somebody else get their product out. If you have samples, offer if they have some friends or whatever, maybe to send some samples out, or offer utilize some of your credits for helping your friend, like one of your customers, get some stuff. And remember, other people's efforts. So literally write that down. OPE, other people's efforts. That is ultimately, at the end of the day, other people's efforts is what's going to build your business. Okay, but in order for other people to put in that effort, they need to know what to do. So you have to let them know. And I can tell you guys, when you have belief behind what you are sharing and what you're talking about, and you even can compare it, like right now, how many of you guys are seeing people go crazy right now on TikTok, like with TikTok Shop? um Jenny Lang, she's a sidelight of mine, and I just literally saw her, you guys, a little radio. She'd been posting on TikTok Shop for like ever, and literally last month, for whatever reason, this little portable radio that I literally have in my like I just ordered it like a couple months ago when like all these power outages and stuff were happening. So I ordered a couple of them because you can plug your phone in and all stuff, and you just wind it up. Anyways, this darn thing sold like she made $30,000 last month, you guys. This what? Okay. Do you know how many people are just sharing on TikTok just because they're like sharing, and then they're just throwing the link, or they're doing like Amazon affiliate or whatever it is? Don't be afraid to share. Okay. If you literally share every day, just getting up, and you start putting that out there every single day. Okay, fine. Let's see. Who wants to go and do a challenge? If you do it, I will do a drawing next week. So I'm going to write this down, because God forbid I don't know, somebody responsible message me. Megan, are you on? You're always responsible. Somebody remind me, because I can't even find a pen. I found one. You don't have to message me. Okay. Who's going to do a challenge to go and put out their 3 steps every single morning for the remainder of this month and the next Monday? And the only catch is, let's see, what could we tag? What could we hashtag this? Because I can look just to verify, or we can just whatever. From today till the end of the month, put out your 3 steps every single morning. If you don't wake up in the morning and you work night shift, do it in. I don't care. I work night shift, so it was like 3 in the afternoon. But put out your 3 steps every single morning, and if you do that from now till the end of the month, then we'll do like a fun drawing next week for those people. So I don't know, we could do like a Scouts honor, or we could just make up a hashtag or something. I don't know how to really prove that, but I'm just going to challenge you, and then I'll take your word for it. If you really did, and if you lie, then that's not nice. Don't lie. But if you really do, exactly. See, 1, 2 o'clock. Oh, Joanna, congratulations. And is she on?
Yeah, she's
Joanna, congratulations to you guys. I used to multitask congratulations on 40K. In fact, I'm pretty sure the night I went 40K, no, it was 80K. I was working night shift and Jamie Pekka messaged me and she said, you just went 80K. And I was like, holy shit. So I like had to go into the break room and I was like, oh my God, I was so excited because so many other people, I love that. I actually am thinking about like actually picking up something, but and the ER has been calling me for like the past 2 months, begging me to come back there. But I don't want to work full time. I only want to work like per diem. So I'm like, no, not right now. I'm gonna wait until I have a per diem spot. They want to offer me a little bit extra money because I don't want to work nights either. And you work in the ER, that's exactly where they're wanting me to go to. But I want to challenge you guys to literally share your Thrive experience every single morning. If it's on, you can either do it like a live on Facebook, you can make a post about it, or you can do it in your stories. I don't really care. But every single morning or when you wake up, share your 3 steps every single day, see what happens. Okay. And don't just share it, but talk about why you're doing it. Like what the difference is between when you do it and when you don't do it. What did you feel like before you started thriving? What do you feel like now when you're thriving? What are the benefits? And I'm not talking about like what it says on the back of the package. Like, what do you freaking feel? Are you getting up and moving your body? Are you out there playing with your kids? Do you actually not want to eat everybody's like everything in sight and bite everybody's head off now? Like, what is it actually doing for you? Like real life, relatable stuff. I want to challenge you to put that out there. And the reason why I'm doing it, if you're already doing that, then I want to take it one step further and I want to challenge you to find I want you to challenge yourself to look and see, are you doing like a hook and some kind of call to action in your posts? Because if you are already doing that on a daily basis and you are not getting any kind of activity, then I want to challenge you to do that. I also want to challenge you guys to add a few people to your network every single day between now and the end of the month. Why? Because there's new people that are going to be seeing your stuff. And how can you know who to look for? Well, if you're on Facebook, you can look up people that are in your city, town, or state, people that you went to school with, people that you worked with, people that have common things in common with you. You can even look up, not weirdly, like if you hung out in big friend groups before, with certain people, look up them and see if you can find those friends that you never maybe really connected with on social media, but you like them, you liked hanging out with them. Add those people. If like your kids are in activities or whatever and you're allowed to friend those people, look, I am in every single like we have a town of Westover, a town of like where I live. We have like I'm in the city of Fairmont page. I literally am in like all of these like local groups, and I participate in them, and I'll go in them, and sometimes even on like different pages that I'm not really active on, I'll still go in and I'll give comments. Like I don't have any reason to be in like this divorce group now, except for I'm still dealing with some repercussions and stuff going on from that divorce. So I go in and I like to give some advice sometimes so I can connect with people. And how can you find these people on TikTok or Instagram? You type in those words, you type in the keywords, you type in divorced mom or if you are in your 20s and you can look up moms over 20 or moms of TikTok 20 and up TikTok or whatever, like I always look up 40 and up or 40 over 40 moms, girl moms. I just made a post about adding mom friends on TikTok. I just put it out like a couple minutes ago, but it's like if you're a mom, follow mom. And those might sound silly, but you guys, I've gotten hundreds of followers. Like I ended up with like over 10,000 followers on TikTok in no time without even really trying. And it was from dancing and acting stupid. Didn't know what I was doing. It was during COVID. And I ended up with all these friends, and it came from literally those kind of posts, like let's follow, let's be friends, let's be silly, whatever. Because that's just who I am. And I'm going to tell you, there is a lot of studies out there that people want and will connect more with the person than they will the brand. People want to know you. Okay, so for all you guys that don't think you're worthy of it or don't think that people are going to relate to you, listen, your kid like trying to slap you in the face while you're trying to do a live, no, that's relatable. it's relatable. Um, but I have a very stern rule, and I'll always say this: if you're at like my daughter's track meet, first off, I don't have any good reception, but you better believe if she is out there, my ass is not going to be talking to you or in my phone unless I am recording her running. Okay. And I used to say that with my daughter at her softball games, that was the time for her, because I never wanted her to look up and to see my phone, my head down in the phone. Now, if she was on the bench and she wasn't out to bat or whatever, then I might, answer some messages or be on a Zoom over on the corner or whatever. But I always wanted my kids to know, because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it so that I can accomplish things and so that I can help other parents. Oh, I just celebrated my 11 years in this industry. 11 years, you guys, that I have been in this industry. And I look back to what my life was before I said yes to this. And my car was repossessed 2.5 months before. I was really behind on bills. I was working full time at one hospital. I was working PRN at another hospital. My ex-husband now had been laid off on and off that year before. So we got really behind. I was getting foreclosure notices in the mail. And it was just, I was so stressed. And like literally, I had a 2.5-year-old that I was working and I was never seeing. Okay. Like Leah, from the time she was 7 weeks until she was 2.5, all I felt like I did was work at the hospital. And it was like I worked rotating shifts there towards the end, but for a long time I was working day shifts, and it was like I'd be going to work and she wouldn't even be up yet, and then I'd be coming home and she'd be in bed. And that broke my flippin' heart. Okay. And there are a lot of people out there that can relate to that. And then I couldn't even pay my bills on top of it. Imagine that on top of it, right? You're working nonstop, but then you can't even get your head above water. And that is what a lot of people are feeling very really real right now. And that's the kind of stuff that I say, like, especially at the beginning of your journey, do not think that people are not going to look at you as a relatable. You are more relatable now where you're at than where I am, okay, than where I am. And I want you guys to know, like, yeah, I have had the privilege of being home with my kids over these last so many years and being able to choose when I worked and when I didn't work. I mean, did I have to sacrifice some things? Yes, absolutely. Did I still work at the hospital sometimes? Yes, absolutely, because that's still a very big part of Amanda. That's who I am. I love, and I'm like missing it right now big time, because I'm hitting the 2-year mark of like not working, and it drives me crazy. I can't do it. I'm like, I need to go help people because I feel like it's a purpose of mine, right? And help them in a different way than just this. But I'm telling you guys this because I've been able to be by my dad's side when he was diagnosed with cancer. I was able to get him an apartment before he was even diagnosed, that he unknowingly to me, I was able to pay for him to be like literally 5 minutes down the road from me and my daughters that last year before he was diagnosed with cancer. And then when he got diagnosed, I was able to be by his side. I was able to pay his bills and not worry about saying no to medicines that they were telling me insurance wasn't going to pay for. I was able to pay for his funeral. I was able to literally follow his wishes, even though he didn't have any kind of life insurance policy at that time. I was able to be and go on trips and take adventures with my family over these last years. I was able to leave my ex-husband. Yes, I was able to leave my ex-husband whenever I knew that it wasn't healthy anymore. Okay, without a second guess of how am I going to be able to do it and be able to provide for my daughters. I just freaking did it, and I didn't have to stress on paying the bills, but I absolutely was still stressed, okay, because I ended up having to pay his bills too at the same time. Ugh. Anyways, I'm telling you that because I've had options. And there are so many people that stay in unhealthy situations, or they're put on a position with their employer or whatever where they're going to get time off, but it's not going to be paid. My entire maternity leave for Leah was unpaid, and I was a nurse. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to West Virginia. And West Virginia taxes can kiss it too, because they are sucky. West Virginia is like one of the poor states, but they are the highest taxes. It's ridiculous.
I want
But
to talk about that relatability factor, Amanda,
okay.
because you're so right. Like you are the most relatable right now with you just loving your Thrive experience. If you have like a little transformation that it's just like you never had a transformation and all of a sudden you have a little one, you're like, oh my God, nothing's ever worked for me. Look at this, it's working for me. You know, that was my first transformation was look, this worked for me. My bloating went away. I'm not where I want to be, but like I'm gonna keep on doing this, right? That was my you know, I was relatable then. And you know what I did? I was sharing my story. I was also sharing twin story. This is a common thing in network marketing, you guys. This is a framework. You guys have to learn how to do this. There's a very specific art to it, right? Where you need to know your story, you need to know your upline story, and like if somebody else, like, you know, just kind of get a general idea of, you know, other thrivers in the community as well. But those are the two stories for sure you need to know, right? Your own story and your upline story. Because, you know, when I first started, my upline was not really relatable. You know what I mean? She was like top PPA, signing 80 people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who signs 80 people, right? Not relatable, right? But at the time, it was like, well, she's my friend. So now you're creating this bridge of relatability between you, the relatable person, and your upline, maybe the inspirational person, because like, you know, they're just they started where you were too, but they're just further ahead, right? They've just been doing it longer, helping people more. Like they're literally they were relatable at one point, right? So this goes back to literally why it's so good to always share your story and your experience from the beginning and not just like the highlight reel. But the highlight reel is also going to give you some different kind of people, right? It might pull in people who are, you know, of a little bit of a higher caliber. They're a little bit more sophisticated. They're a little bit more like, what is this? They might have like bigger networks. They, you know, so it's just important to show a lot of those, share a lot of those things. Forget what else I was gonna say. I just came off of a detox thing, like detox brain is still kind of here, even though I have my 3 steps. But we're in month end, you guys. Like it's like, oh, I remember. Did I talk about what Lavelle might launch? We don't know yet. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so April, or April, what am I talking about? Easter. Don't be surprised if they do like a 15% off sale. Okay. If Easter is on the 31st of the month, this is really, really important, you guys. Number one thing, do not wait for a sale. Okay. Um, I think there's a promo code, a secret promo code that cannot be blasted out on social media. I think my team's been using it. I don't know if it's already been expired, but I don't know if it was like 20% off or whatever. It came from corporate. But if they come up with a 15% off sale for the weekend, you guys, so Easter is on Sunday. We might get a promo on Friday, and if they do, I want you guys to look at this percentage off is the percentage off. Like if they do 15% off because they did the past 2 years, right? Let's just say you're $1,000 away from your rank. Now you're like a little bit less, right? Now like $1,000, 15% of $1,000 is 150, right? So instead of being $1,000 away from your rank, you're really, what is that? 850 away from your rank if they do a promo like this, right? So you guys be prepared, right? Start talking to people, start planting the seeds, get your last minute samples out if people are still on the fence. Because if they get it right now, you'll be able to assume the sale by the end of the month, right? March is going to be probably the best month for you guys to actually hit your rank if you're trying to go for rank advancement, okay? If for some of you guys who have fallen back in rank and this is a re-rank for you, this month is the month to shoot for it, right? Next month is going to be exciting too, because we have Thrive Palooza coming. There's going to be lots of announcements, I'm sure. I'm sure we're going to get new products. Like there's going to be a lot of momentum. And after Palooza, you're gonna see a lot of like fire come back from Palooza, but you know, March is the long month. Okay, March is the long month. In the middle of like April, like anyone who's going to Palooza, there's gonna be people who are away like for maybe like a week close to, or like, you know, a big chunk of the weekend. So yeah, make sure you guys kind of like do all that work before you guys go to Palooza as well, and then come home and implement everything you learn, right? It's crazy. This month is the month though, you guys. Just try to get as close as you can. And with these building months, even if you do not hit your rank, this is a really important thing to talk about as well. Because just whenever we're in momentum season, don't throw the month just because you think I'm not going to hit my rank this month, right? Because the momentum buildup, it starts now, right? The
Yep.
people who are ordering during this time of the month right now are the same people that need to reorder in April. And if you don't work on them now, they're not going to be there for you at the end of April, right? You have to start the momentum and like keep on putting people into your, funnel and into your wheel, right? You have to keep on doing that. Like don't sandbag them for like later, right? You need them all right now because you're going to still need them next month, right? Don't get in the mindset of like not right now, I'm going to save them. Like that's scarcity mindset, right? You got to put them in now and get them in. What else is there?
I
Oh,
just want to challenge everybody to take that action now. Like I know that I said on a daily basis, and a couple of people said that they've been doing it already. Like, but really, like I know that for me, like looking at like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and the breakdown, it looks overwhelming for me. So like for me, I'm like, okay, how can I connect with people? How can I share? How can I, what do I need to do? I want to interact with people. I need to post. I need to connect. Like I need to do some consistent actions, right? Intentionally. So just write down like 3 or 4 things that you need to do, and write down the goal. And then like if you feel like you are not very strong in a certain area, spend 10, 15 minutes a day learning a little bit better, like how to get better in that one area. And then once you get better in that area, then switch to a new topic instead of trying to learn all things at one time. um and if you feel like you're just talking to like the same people all the time, like that is a highly big indicator, like, hey, I need to interact more with like my audience. Like, for one, like people aren't going to always interact with you, but you also need to grow that audience. So no matter what platform you are on, if you see certain strategies working, or like you're seeing people do it, like, you guys, momentum doesn't happen for any team or any person without being intentional with it, without believing like you can do it, and then being so focused on helping other people do it as well. And that is where like that energy is going to start coming. And yes, Ultimate Thriver. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Ultimate Thriver final picks are due Thursday. So make sure you get those in. And that is a great you guys, we have had winners from our team and customers from our team every single year. So I have very much confidence right now that we are going to have a winner that may be among us right now. I think one year we had 4, and that like 4 people that won total or something on our team. And there was like 5 on the entire dream team. So that's incredible. That is incredible. So anyways, Jackie, do you have anything else? I don't, if anybody has anything that they like wanted real quick, you can put it over here in the comments. If you need help with anything, you like, do, I just want you guys to believe in yourselves. Like I literally, that's probably like the hardest thing, is to see people like give up and to see people not trying. Like my dad always told me, like whenever I was growing up, like if I'm gonna do something and put my name to it, make sure I do it right. Like make sure I'm proud of it, right? So like if you want to represent your business and like you want to be proud of your business and like what you're doing, do the things that are going to make you proud of it, right? And that means actually trying, because we can say we're promoters all day long, but unless we are actually like helping people, trying to do the things, it doesn't really matter because we're not helping anybody, right? So like do what you would be proud of and stay focused on the things that like, I don't know, another thing my dad used to say, he's like, if it doesn't feel right, then you don't do it, right? If it doesn't feel right in your heart, then you don't do it, because you can't sleep at night and it'll keep you up all night. So anyways, I'm always like, well, what can I do that's going to make me feel good today? How can I help somebody? I'm always like, I don't want somebody to pay their water bill and not be able to like buy Thrive and not be able to pay their water bill. Like I would rather them sign next week after their water bill was paid and we figured out a budget for them and what was going to work best for them, and a plan on how we can help them get that product for free, going forward, or helping them make some money so that they can buy their stuff and so forth. Right. So just remember that if you are focused on, helping yourself, like helping other people grow, and you just stay focused on that, you are going to start seeing your business go. All right. How do you guys start conversation or connect with new people or followers? So I don't reach out, I don't cold message, but I want to make sure there's a big understanding of what cold messaging is. Cold messaging is adding somebody and sending them a message. Okay. I don't do that business. However, I add people and then I start building a rapport and a relationship with them. I put out like stuff that can be polls. If I'm interacting with them and I'm dropping stuff and they're seeing my stuff, like they're seeing my posts, they're seeing my polls, and I'm doing calls to action and stuff, and we have built the relationship. Okay. And maybe they're not responding on my Thrive stuff right away, but we have gotten a rapport. You bet your ass I'll send them a message back. Listen, I can't get this out of my head. You may not want to do it. I don't care, but I could never, ever, ever not, like, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't at least ask you, like, you would be so good at this. Like, why won't you do this? Why don't you share it? Why, like, listen, why don't you do this? Or say they're talking about like wanting more energy or whatever. I'm like, okay, girl, like, I haven't said anything, but now's the time. Let me send you a sample. Like, you can roll your eyes, I'll fine. I thought it was a crack patch and like was like a placebo. So I do something relatable whenever I message them, but I don't message them, just add them and send a message. I know there are some people that do that. I do not. And it's probably because I've got some PTSD from my first company and things that people did. But I don't want people to look at me and think I'm a spammer. I want people to look at me and say, hey, like, she never pushed me, like made me feel uncomfortable or made me just feel like I'm just about the sale, but she literally messaged me because she saw me posting and saw me struggling, with not having any energy. She saw me doing the things, because when I message somebody, I always bring up what they're already doing or what they're already saying and why what I'm talking about would be relevant for them. So I build that relationship. And like, how can you build a relationship with people that are like you? Well, look up your hobbies and look up the stuff that you like to share and you like to talk about. And then like, you're going to bring value to them and they're going to bring value to you. Because ultimately you guys have things in common. Share balance today because that was a topic that came up. It was awkward. I almost didn't do it. See? And that's a good thing. So Amy said that she shared balance today and she almost didn't. But then she shared it because obviously the conversation was leading to that direction. And people want to check with their doctors. And here's the thing. I've met so many people that go to the doctor since I've sold health supplements. And then nobody actually goes to the doctor that I actually am friends with. So it's like, I mean, like, go to the doctor on a regular basis. It's like, they don't. But like, they're injecting everything else and taking every other diet pill on the planet, but they're like, oh, I need to find out about Thrive. And I'm like, okay, here you go. Here's the PDF. By the way, guys, I don't ever get into details about health stuff. I don't tell people to take something if they're on prescription. I do say talk to their doctor. With that said, if they're given the information and nothing is contradictory, then you bet your butt I'll sign them up. But it's not fair too, because I look at things. Every time you think you shared too much, it just means you didn't share enough. Trust me, not everyone sees it. Absolutely. Not everybody sees your post, guys. I mean, if they did, don't you think they would be interacting with you a little bit more? Unless what you're posting doesn't have any relevance at all, ever, which is hard to find. Like, I don't know. I have a friend of mine that posts all the time and says, nobody's seeing my post, and this is an interactive, like, she literally just posted that she's not with Lavelle or anything, and I'm like, dude, nobody sees it because you're not interacting. I'm like, that's why you're not interacting. You're literally posting and disappearing off the planet Earth. And that's just another tip. Let me give you this and then I'll shut up and then I'll wrap this up. If you need to increase your interaction, or you want to increase the people that are seeing the stuff that you put out, then make sure before you get a post up, or before you go live, before you put a like story that's going to like bring some value or whatever, if you're going to post the story, go interact with stories before you do it. And then interact with stories after you do it. If you're going to post a reel, go interact with reels before you do it, interact with reels after you do it. If you're going to post a TikTok, interact with TikToks before, interact after. Same thing with a Facebook post. If you're going to post a Facebook post, interact before, interact after. And I'm talking about on other people's posts. You can get a list together. You can go through alphabetical order. You can post, you can rearrange your news feed for most recent to whenever. And if you hit the most recent post, AKA the people that just put it out there, you're more likely to get some interaction because those people just got their stuff posted. So don't forget that you can utilize like search tools and stuff. I go through and I search my friend list on who was the most recent friends, who were the people that have sent, I have a lot of friend requests. So I always go in the reverse order of who sent me the friend request the longest that I haven't added yet. And then I go through them, add them, delete them. And then when I'm adding people, I interact with those people too. So anyways, interacting, I mean, comment, like, and even sometimes share if it's relatable, but comment some kind of back and forth. And then if you're adding to your you're adding to your stuff, don't go through and add or like 100 pictures. Go through and like the picture, comment on the post that you're talking to them on, and then hit the follow button because that's normal, right? Like going through and like stalking their page and like liking a whole bunch of stuff, and that's weird. That's weird. I normally block people that do that too much, so switch it up. Yeah, so it's fun. And just think about, who am I trying to reach and what message do I want to get across, right? So anyways, all right, I keep on talking all night long. I'll get the recording up ASAP. Jackie, do you have anything else that you want to add?
Um, no, other than congrats to everyone. I mean, there are so many other
Absolutely.
people that I did not mention that earned a rank advancement, and like, it's just it's not the end of the month yet. Like we still have time. So like, go look into your dials, see what you guys can do. Just close out strong, even if it doesn't equate to you getting a rank advancement, but just get that momentum in now because
Yep.
that's what you're building for next month. And yeah, I think that's it. Congratulations, everyone.
Yep.
Big week, big momentum for March, and see you guys at Palooza.
Yep. See you guys there. All right. Bye bye. I'll see you next Monday.